Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, without further ado, I invite Dr. Ranjeet Singh to take the stage and share his invaluable insights with us. Please.
Yes, now, you have given an introduction, so now after that my talk is going to be less than the introduction. So, good morning everyone. Can we have a better morning? Good morning. Little bit of good morning. Good. Thank you, Mr. Ma'am, for this invitation, and thank you all the students for joining this talk on forensic science, where I'm going to discuss that how the new law is going to give the importance of forensic science. So how many of you know that a new law given some importance to the forensic science? And if yes, what is that importance? Anyone? Anyone? किसी को पता है कि नए लॉ में फोरेंसिक साइंस की बातें बहुत ज्यादा करी जा रही हैं? Can you turn off this row? Okay. Anyone? अरे भैया लॉयर चुप नहीं रहते, मैंने भी NLM किया है, NLU जोधपुर से। लॉयर चुप रहेगा उसको कोई पैसा नहीं देगा। बोलो, सारे लॉयर बनने वाले हो ना? नहीं? Yes sir, ये तो बोल रहे हो। So what is the new importance or new law given to the forensic science? Anyone? Okay, I'll give a scholarship. Any course from my institute you can choose with 100% scholarship. If you give the correct answer. अब तो बोलो। या वैसे जैसे इंटर्नशिप का सर्टिफिकेट लेके आते हो लॉयर से कि सर जा नहीं रहे हैं, दे दो ना। ऐसा तो नहीं होता ना? देखो, this session I want you all to make a interactive. It's not like कि एक सेशन हो रहा है, कोई एक एक्सपर्ट आया है, कुछ बोल के चला गया और आप लोग भी स्नैप शेयर करते रह गए या डिस्कॉर्ड की कम्युनिटी में बात करते रह गए, अपने स्ट्रिक्ट को बताते रह गए। The reason behind that, we are the oldies, right? हम लोग जो 50s में पहुंचने वाले लोग हैं, हम लोग तो साइबर माइग्रेंट है ना? You people are cyber born people. We started our journey from Orkut. Many of you do not know the name of Orkut. पता है किसी को Orkut क्या होता है? No sir. नहीं देखा, क्योंकि तब तो बेटा तुम पैदा भी नहीं हुए थे जब Orkut खत्म हो गया था. So we born on Orkut and we tried to establish ourselves on Facebook, and now we have installed Instagram just to scroll the reels, right? The reason behind that, you people go on Instagram, doing your activity on the Snapchat, and making a community on Discord, and n number of things. So how important the new law to make understand when the crime is going to happen on this new digital platform. You should understand what is the architecture of this digital platform? Why this digital platform is more using in crime investigation? How the data is transmitting from one platform to the other platform? Right? When you think that you have posted something, you have deleted. सभी अक्षर में किया ना गिबली. So what do you think, that your post is deleted?
No sir.
It is. I used to say when J is out of the box, is always remain out of the box. उसमें फिर कोई ऐसा नहीं कि फिर से रगड़ के उसको अंदर डाल दिया जाए. So it's very important, and that's why our government is making a more important decision for making a forensic science more impactful. Not the forensic science, it's a scientific investigation. Investigation was also earlier there. Investigation are still there, and the people those who are coming after the investigation and they are submitting their reports in the form of charge sheet or closure report, they are using nowadays the scientific parameters. So that's why the new law say that when we have any evidence or any crime where the conviction is 7 years or more than 7 years, the visit of forensic expert to the scene of crime is compulsory. आप लोग लॉ में पढ़ते हैं ना, हम लोग जब लॉ पढ़े थे तो इन दो चीजों के ऊपर हम लड़ते हैं। कौन सी दो चीजें वो? मे एंड शैल। May and shall. So earlier the visit of forensic expert was voluntary. It depends upon the investigating officers. In other cases like Narcotics Control Bureau, because I closely work with them, called intelligence officers, in short, which is called the IO. It's their call, either they want to call the forensic expert at the scene of crime or not. But as per our new law, the BLS, we have to call the forensic expert compulsory when a conviction is 7 years or more. And who are the expert? The expert cannot be from one field. There are n number of field of forensic science. Forensic कोई एक field तो होती है ना, और सभी लोग जो है एक ही field के expert. Everyone cannot be the expert of all the fields. So to make the expertise, they have to call the relevant. जैसे आप लोग पढ़ते हो ना लॉ में, कोई क्रिमिनल लॉ का एक्सपर्ट बनेगा LLM में, कोई इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी को अपने आगे होगा, कोई इनकम टैक्स में, someone will travel practice in service law. So there are n number of fields. Similarly, we have a different expertise and n number of expertise in forensic science, right? So why forensics, right? Why they are talking more about the forensics? Because it's a scientific investigation techniques. And in scientific investigation technique and without scientific investigation techniques, scientific investigation is work on methods, right? It works on principles. It do not work on methodology. While our law is work on methodology. Yes or no? एग्जाम्पल देख के बताता हूं मैं आपको। आप सब लोगों को चाय बनाने आती है? कितने लोगों को चाय बनाने नहीं आती है? नहीं आती है, और फिर भी पीते हो? पीते भी नहीं हो? ये भी अच्छी बात है। जो चीज ना आए वो नहीं करना चाहिए, right? So the thing is that if you do not like the rule, follow the rule, go and talk and change the rule. चाय बंद करा दो ऑफिस में से। So the method and methodology, where the lawyer and the scientist, that's why I always say forensic with law will never a flaw. When you are following the method, चाय बनाते हैं सब लोग, रोज चाय का टेस्ट एक जैसा होता है क्या? नहीं होता ना? Because you use the different methodology. कभी चीनी, कभी अदरक, कभी कोई चीज। Have you seen the tea vending machine? There are many, and that tea vending machine has the same taste always. Yes. Because there is a fixed sugar, there is a fixed milk, there is a fixed, tea bag content, their concentration and everything. So that's why the science play an important role when we are talking that how these evidences is going to be useful into the conviction, and that's why when the scientific evidences is not available, conviction is less. Although in a country like India we have very less conviction rate. Particularly when we talk about the scientific evidences, when we talk about the IP Act, till now there is a zero judgment, there is not a single judgment where on the basis of IP Act there is some conviction until unless they have not added IPC. The reason, the proper chain of custody have not been maintained. The proper chain of custody, the evidences have not been presented to the court of law. So the presentation of such evidences is very very important. That's why you require forensic. And forensic क्या होता है? How you know that? What is a forensic? Anyone? अरे भैया कुछ तो पता होगा ना? What is a forensics? Correct. So, means it's a scientific methodology. When we collect some exhibit from the scene of crime, we send to the examination on the basis of scientific parameters, and on that scientific parameters, some result comes, and on that basis we proceed for the further investigating report, which is a charge sheet or whatever the case, right? So how do you believe, how many of you believe that forensic is going to be helpful in conviction or only conviction? खड़े होकर बोलना अच्छा है, मॉर्निंग वॉक से अच्छा है अपने वॉक करना, बोलता ताकि आपको भी लगे ना कि कुछ सो तो नहीं जा रहा, कोई जैसे ये कह रहे ऐसे सोना नहीं है। ये आवाज आ रही है ना, मेरी आवाज ऐसे आ रही है, ठीक है। So why forensic? So how many of you think that forensic is important for only conviction? Not only, very good, there are a lot of people, not only for conviction, but people believe that we are calling a forensic expert to give a more and more conviction. You see the recent case of Sushant report, not the recent case, the report of Sushant, where we think that by calling a forensic expert, right, by calling a CBI, they always talk about two things. In anything, if there is one small theft happened called CBI. अरे CBI कौन होता है भाई? दिल्ली पुलिस का ही आदमी डिप्यूट होकर CBI हो जाता है। कोई नई, उसके अंदर कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई नया जाकर के इन्वेस्टिगेशन की कोई टेक्निक लगा दे। With the same investigating officers with the central protocol they are going investigation. Central protocol of the investigation they are going. So the forensic is not only important. It's not only important for the criminal, forensic play an equally important role in conviction as well as the acquittal. So forensic is equally important in conviction as well as in the acquittal. When someone is wrongly implicated and forensic experts did the analysis and given the report that the presumptions or the assumptions on which the people's sentiment is working, like in the case of, you can see the Sina Bora, in the case of, you can see the Arushi, in the case, you can see the Sushant Singh Rajput photos, edited photos. So all these things are very, very important, and each and every steps of science is there. A scientific technology, scientific methodology is there. And that's why forensic science is important to conclude either the technique which is used. Like if you have a time, you just go and read two statements of the witness, PW60 and PW61 of Sina Bora case. Hope all of you are aware about the Sina Bora case, Indrani Mukherjee and Peter. So you see the statement of PW60 and 61. Both are the scientific experts from AIMS, one is from DHE. But there is a lacuna in the scientific investigation. There is a lacuna in the methodology and the software they have used. So until, because they have taken our help, so we know that what is the science, what is the technology. But if someone is not taking a help, like lawyer, like new generation, if you are not able to connect with any expert, you should know what is a methodology by which the proper scientific analysis can be done. We cannot blindly trust कि DNA match हो गया है तो conviction होगा ही. Is it possible कि DNA match हो गया फिर भी acquittal हो? हाँ या ना? कितने लोग होता है कि एक accused है, उसकी शर्ट पे DNA blood मिला, उस शर्ट के DNA को और बनियान के DNA को मैच कर दिया गया, और वो जो डिजीज है उसके DNA से मैच हुआ और उसको एक्विटल होगा या कन्विक्शन होगा? How many of you think that conviction होगा? How many of you think that acquittal होगा? अच्छा बाकी मेरे साथ हो? तो एक बच्चे ने हाथ उठाया कन्विक्शन और एक्विटल में. अरे बेटा हाथ उठाने से भी स्ट्रिक्ट बनती है. बनाओ ना, फोटो शेयर होती है इससे. सोचो कि स्नैपचैट पे पिक्चर शेयर कर रही. How many of you think that acquittal हो सकता है DNA मैच होने के बाद भी? Yes or no? तो नहीं बोलोगे तो मजा नहीं आएगा. तो मैं टीचर नहीं हूँ, ठीक है? मैं टीचर तो हूँ ही नहीं.
आई एम अ ट्रेनर, सो मैं ट्रेन करने के लिए अगर आपको कुछ चीजें पूछ रहा हूँ तो आपको इसे नंबर तो काटूंगा नहीं, अटेंडेंस काटूंगा नहीं आपकी, और नंबर बढ़ा भी नहीं दूंगा, राइट? लेकिन अगर कुछ चीजें डिस्कस करोगे तो शायद आपके लिए फायदा हो फ्यूचर में जब कभी आप ट्रायल के लिए कोर्ट में खड़े हो। सो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थिंक दैट डीएनए मैच होने के बाद कन्विक्शन होता ही है?
सर होता ही है।
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थिंक दैट एक्विटल होता है? 1 2 3 4 5। अच्छा, जिन्होंने बोला कि एक्विटल होता है वो एक रीजन बता दे कोई। हाँ जी, आपने हाथ ही नहीं उठाया, करीब मैं तो हाथ ऐसे बांध के रखा हुआ था कि उठे ही ना गलती से। आप तो मुझे झूठ मूठ का पकड़ रहे हो, मैंने तो ऐसे बांध के रखा हुआ है, मैं तो अंदर ऐसे डाल के बैठी हुई ताकि मेरा हाथ निकले ही ना। किसने हाथ उठाए थे इधर से? हाँ, हाउ यू थिंक दैट एक्विटल होता है? Is being framed. Very good. Anyone else? So there was one case recently we supported from the defense side. There was a case of a murder. The father of one sub-inspector of Haryana police, and there was one person who has been arrested after 3 days wearing the same shirt and banyan, and blood was extracted from the shirt and banyan, and DNA was found that it's the same. So DNA is matching direct from the exhibit, right? Blood is coming, so there is no point that उसने नहीं मारा होगा। सब लोग अगर उस केस में एक्विटल देता तो क्या बोलेंगे लोग? जज को पैसे दिए होंगे।
सही बात।
हाँ, सही बात है, लेकिन ऐसा हमेशा सही नहीं होता। I was hired by the advocate, one of the senior advocate गुड़गांव के, अगर आप लोग कोई जानते हो तो प्रशांत यादव सर, and he said that कि accused wants to meet you once. I said कि सर इस केस में तो डायरेक्ट है, ब्लड मिला हुआ है, उससे DNA एक्सट्रैक्ट है, what is the purpose? He said no, he wants to meet you. So मैं मिला उससे, बोला कि डॉक्टर साहब अगर मैंने मारा होता ना उसके पिताजी को तो मैं डंके की चोट पे कहता कि मैंने मारा है, मुझे फांसी की सजा पर मैंने मर्डर नहीं किया। आगे साइंस क्या कहती है मुझे नहीं पता, कहाँ से पैसे देके क्या करके रिपोर्ट चेंज हुई मुझे नहीं पता। That was his statement. Going to the background of the case, the person who found it dead is a father of sub-inspector, and the person who is accused is old friend. Now they are not in the good relationship. So the question is that they have been implicated. Now how to prove that they have been implicated? Yes or no?
Yes.
क्योंकि DNA तो मिल रहा है ना। So in that we took a risk because there is a lifetime imprisonment is going on. Conviction होना था lifetime का, क्योंकि मर्डर के केस में lifetime ही होता है minimum. So उस condition में we put an application that we want to re-examine the exhibit. We want to re-examine the exhibit. Lower court doesn't allow easily. So they refuse that. We are not going to give you the permission for the re-examining, being a defense expert. We moved to the High Court. Chandigarh ने allow किया, हमने examine किया exhibit, and we find some potential things. The science is called a blood pattern analysis. How the blood is coming and how a pattern is making. Question raised from the case diary that person has been arrested after 3 days wearing the same shirt, which is not, वो बेवकूफ ही आदमी होगा ना, मर्डर करने के बाद 3 दिन से वही शर्ट और बनियान पहन के घूम रहा है, पुलिस आओ मुझे पकड़ के ले चलो, वो तो बहुत ही बेवकूफ आदमी होगा। So वहाँ से क्वेश्चन शुरू हुआ कि there must be a case where if we believe that a DNA report is genuine, not manipulated by some influence, because you have seen several people influence, and if you search on the Google, next to your building forensic science laboratory, CBI inquiry is going on the DNA expert for changing the DNA report, right? So such kind of things are there. So in that we start examining the exhibit. When we examine the exhibit, then we requested, we want to re-examine, cross-examining the DNA expert. Instead of submitting our own report, we asked that we want to re-examine. Court again refused. लोअर कोर्ट तो होती है ना रिफ्यूज करने के लिए, वो कहती जाओ हाई कोर्ट से आपको मिल जाएगा। जैसे कई बार हम लोग भी क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन जब फेस करते हैं ना, तो आपके जैसे यंग लॉयर आते हैं जो बिल्कुल नए नए आए हुए ना, नए होंगे, वो पूछते हैं पता क्या है क्वेश्चन, मतलब जो 30s के लॉयर है ना, वो पूछते हैं 30 वाले, अगर आपकी रिपोर्ट नहीं मानी जाती है तो क्या कहेंगे आप? यही सेम यही लैंग्वेज, यही पॉइंट हो। तो मैं कहता हूँ आई डू नॉट वांट टू मेक एनी कमेंट ऑन दिस। नहीं कोर्ट को इन्वॉल्व कर लेते हैं, वो मजा वहां आता है कि सर मैंने बड़ा सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन पूछा कि अगर उनकी रिपोर्ट नहीं मानी जाती है तो व्हाट ही विल डू? ही विल लीव हिज एक्सपर्टाइज, ही विल लीव हिज प्रोफेशन। कोर्ट बोलती का आंसर दीजिए। मैंने कहा सर आंसर आई वांट फ्रॉम यू। आपकी भी बहुत सारी जजमेंट हाई कोर्ट नहीं मानता है, और हाई कोर्ट की बहुत सारी जजमेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट नहीं मानता है। इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी कि लोअर कोर्ट बंद हो जाएगी। सर ऐसे क्वेश्चन मत पूछना क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन में, बड़े बेकार वाले क्वेश्चन होते ही। मतलब क्लाइंट को खुश करने के लिए कुछ तो पूछना ही है, वो नहीं करना है। अच्छा क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन, क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन इज एन आर्ट। एंड वो नहीं जो हमें पढ़ाया जाता है ना कि क्या आपने अपनी बीवी को मारना बंद कर दिया, और फोर्स सिखाया जाता है यस और नो में आंसर देना है, राइट? जैसे कि आपने चीटिंग करना बंद कर दिया, यस या नो में बताओ। नो इट मींस पहले चीटिंग किया अब कंटिन्यू कर रही है, यस बोलेगी तो पास्ट में क्राइम किया। सो ऐसा क्वेश्चन का आंसर होता ही नहीं है। इन एक्सपर्ट विटनेस when someone is asking such type of question, so you always say you dictate your question. Your right is only limited to do the cross examination with asking the question. You cannot put answer in my mouth. Answer will be mine. वही जैसे ना आप लोग करते हो, सभी लोग क्वेश्चन तो कुछ भी पूछे, आंसर तो हमें वही लिखना है जो हमें आता है। यही कहते हैं ना लॉ के पेपर में। लॉ के पेपर में तो लॉ होता है, लॉ के पेपर में लॉ है कि कुछ भी आए लिख दो रमेश वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ बिहार। किस टीचर को पता है रमेश वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ बिहार क्या हुआ, केस नहीं हुआ? लिखते हो ना ऐसा? केस स्टडी जहां आती है। सो कमिंग टू द केस बैक, when we call the expert for the re-examination and we show the exhibit, हमने पूछा पहला क्वेश्चन, do you agree that blood cannot travel from one place to the other place without having any contact? Right? He said yes. So we asked next question, can you say the position of the blood on the shirt? He said it is on the right side. Can you say the position of the blood on banyan? He said on the left side. So the next question, कि blood खुद travel करके तो बयान नहीं होगा। It means दोनों को रखा गया, उसके ऊपर सिरिंज से मारा गया ब्लड और उसको पैक करके दे दिया गया। So have you analyzed the DNA blood pattern analysis? He said no. Is it existing science? Yes. What is your take on that? Now, he said that blood is transplant. Then he got it. From 2019 में उसका एक्विटल हुआ, उससे अभी तक from last 6 years हर साल आता है मुझसे मिलने के लिए कि आपकी वजह से मेरा एक्विटल, and there was nothing, that was a lacuna where the science is not properly used during the cross examination, and we being an advocate we never take a risk to see the exhibit, हम नहीं देखते। So that's why it's very important to play a scientific role, not only in the acquittal. Conviction is also important, where acquittal is going to reach just because a scientific parameters is not properly used. You see, you must have read about the case of Dhananjay Chatterjee, Dhanna, case of Kolkata, where there was a 17-year-old girl. She was raped and killed on the birthday, and that particular security guard was the accused, and उसको फांसी की सजा हो गई, राष्ट्रपति का अपील किया गई। उसके बाद अब लॉ कॉलेज में केस स्टडी की तरफ पढ़ा जाता है कि उसका तो सीमन का जो एग्जामिनेशन किया गया, जो लड़की से कनेक्ट किया था, वो धना से मैच ही नहीं हुआ। फांसी होने के बाद हम केस स्टडी हम पढ़ते हैं उसको। सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड, बिकॉज वो एक सिक्योरिटी गार्ड था अर्निंग 3,000 rupees, he was not able to hire a good lawyer, good expert. So that's why it's very important to use your forensic science. You may be initially not get a success, but never entertain at the end. So new law, BNS and BNSS and the BSA. In the BSA, when we talk about the section 39, we are talking, right? अभी deep fake की बहुत सारी आवाजें बन जाती है ना. So when we are talking, we have to see the spectrum, either they are genuine or not. But in case of fake generated voice, spectrum will come always same, because वो तो machine से generate हो रहा है, and machine is based on some kind of algorithm, and that algorithm they have just collected and put. तो उसमें अगर 10 बार आएगा hello hello hello, तो सबका spectrum same आएगा. But if it is a human, it is never be a mathematically similar. जैसे आप signature करते हो ना सभी लोग, so signature cannot be mathematically similar. The reason that our human hand is not a machine, there will be a variation which is called the natural variation, which is accepted under the range of the science. When it is accepted under the range of the science, then it is going to be considered as an authentic evidence if the proper chain of custody is maintained. So the international standards is very, very important, where our government forensic science organizations, they run with a few bodies. So it is under the Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA. MHA give all permission to DFSS, Directorate of Forensic Science Services, and it comes to the institution like National Forensic Science University. In India, we have 10 campuses, like we have campuses of IIT. So NFSU is the Institute of National Importance, where they adopt the technology which is used in US, UK, Singapore. So आपने देखा होगा निर्भया केस में एग्जिबिट को हमने सिंगापुर में भेजा था, दिल्ली पुलिस ने, right? Because that technology was not existing here. So making the standard labor technology is very, very important. Why modification? Why law required to modify it? Sections तो नाम चेंज कर दिए ना, इधर से उधर हो गए. Somehow 70, 80, 90% are similar. The changes which have been implicated, they have more focus on finding the global standards, practices in the scientific evidence analysis. So when they are collecting some evidences from the crime scene, they have to scientifically prove, and nowadays in every case, you take any case where the scientific exhibit, like digital footprint, it in the form of CCTV, it is in the form of call data record, or it is in the form of IPR data, whatever, your movement is going to be tracked by exhibit. आपको क्या लगता है, फोन घर पे छोड़ दिया तो आपको ट्रैक नहीं कर पाएंगे? बिना फोन के तो कोई कहीं नहीं जाएगा. It's a body part. Nowadays, mobile phone is a body part. It's just a detachable body part. थोड़ी देर के लिए डिटैच करके हम रख देते हैं, और कई लोग नहीं कर पाते हैं. जो भी जैसे दोनों बच्चे देख रहे हैं फोन में, बॉडी पार्ट को अपने देख रहे हैं लोग. So mobile phone is a body part, and investigation is required on the body part when we are moving. If you are using some other body parts, अपना मोबाइल फोन रख के मेरे पास कई क्लाइंट आते हैं, बोलते सर मेरे फोन में भूत घुस गया, जो मैं सोचता हूँ वही है. They do not know about the reverse engineering algorithm. मैं बोलता हूँ कि लाओ थोड़ा झाड़ फूक कर देता हूँ, नया फोन खरीद लो, आपका ये निकल जाएगा. So this is a body part where it leads to the investigation and everything. जैसे आपका फोन है, right? WhatsApp पे आप सबसे ज़्यादा किससे बात करते हो? I can tell you in a minute, less than a minute. बताओ? नहीं. अच्छा मैं आपको बताऊँगा, आप सही में कह रहा हूँ कि नहीं कह रहा हूँ, because the things are in your mobile phone. It's just about the investigating skills. कि आप सबसे ज़्यादा किससे बात करते हो? मैं कोई सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं लगाऊंगा, कुछ नहीं लगाऊंगा, बस आपका फोन को देखूंगा. ये बच्चे वॉलंटियर करने को तैयार है? नहीं. कोई वॉलंटियर बनने को तैयार है? हाँ. कोई ओपन करो ना. ये करिए अपने फेस लॉक से ओपन करो. इतना बड़ा भी एक्सपर्ट नहीं हो. एक्सपर्ट्स सिर्फ जो होते हैं, जो अवेलेबल चीजें है ना, उससे के ऊपर. सौरभ भाई, BNLP 6 अनऑफिशियल, मनीष भैया, प्रणव से भी ज्यादा बात करते हो, क्लास का कोई तो मिला, है ना? मैंने कहा बोला भाई नहीं है, you are giving the justification, I didn't ask. So the exhibit is there and how we are using this technology. This is on a lighter note, but when we go for the raid, please listen, student. When we go for the raid in the cases of narcotics, and we have to find it out who is the potential peddlers, where they are doing the communication, even you forget your phone, where they are doing the communication for peddling the drugs. तो वहां से उन लोगों के नंबर्स और नेम निकल गए. So that's why all the things are available in your device. We just need to do the proper analysis. Sometimes these analysis require the tools and software. Sometimes the technology requires the tricks which is available in your own phone, where we have to look into the scientific way. Right? So the new law, new practices are saying that we have to maintain the global standard. Right? Particularly in the cases where we have a cyber crime. Nowadays, cyber crime is like a pandemic. It's like a pandemic. Pandemic में टाइम में बोला गया था 6 फीट की दूरी बना के रखें, ठीक? तो ये तो नापने के लिए इसको पहले कहा था, तू 6 फीट का है ना ले, तब मैं दूरी नाप लूँगा. So the pandemic was proved on a basis and similarly, class. So now the cyber crime is declared as a pandemic, and that's why a ringtone, everything, they have proved that it's a. So the cyber crime is considered as a pandemic. That's why to get rid of or to aware the people, they have made this as a official ringtone. Digital arrest cases are there. Is why such cases are increasing, and why in the new law we are looking for the cross-border relationship, because the criminals are not here in India. The criminals are using the VPN of some other country. The cyber slavery is on the high. They are recruiting the professionals on the basis. बेटा आप ही लोग बात कर लो, फिर मैं बात किससे कर रहा हूँ? प्लीज मेरे से बात कर लो अभी 2 घंटे, फिर आपस में कर लेना, पूरा सेमेस्टर पढ़ा हुआ है. So the cases where such cross-border collaboration is required as per our new law is that cases of the cyber slavery, where they are recruiting the Indian mind, they are taking them to the Laos, Nigeria, they are keeping them into the room, snatching their passport, and they are saying you have to do this. Digital arrest के cases आप सब लोगों में किसी न किसी के जानने वाले के साथ हुआ होगा. Impersonation के cases, just because we are consuming this drug which is called a virtual drug, right? और reason is that we are so much digital कि घर से 2 कदम निकलते हैं, पेटीएम करो, 2 मिनट में निकल रहा है, और हम सब ने वो ड्रग कंज्यूम किया है, राइट? जैसे अगर मैं पूछूं लुकिंग ब्यूटीफुल, नहीं मैं आपको नहीं कहता. अगर मैं पूछूं आपको कि यू आर लुकिंग ब्यूटीफुल, जस्ट लुकिंग लाइक अ, सबने ये ड्रग कंज्यूम किया है मेरे भाई, सबने ये ड्रग कंज्यूम किया है. So such things is required when we investigating such crime where the IP addresses is not of the India, where we have a cross-border challenges. So cross-border challenges investigation is the one very important aspect where an advocate need to understand what is the IP addresses, from where we can get the data, what are the nodal officers, who are the nodal officers appointed, how the government data can be procured. So all these things required to be used, and nowadays we all talking about the artificial intelligence. अब artificial intelligence हम लोग क्या समझते हैं? हमने तो वही chat GPT समझना है, but chat GPT is the one small part of the artificial intelligence. where the investigation is based on several other parameters, where the artificial intelligence plus human intelligence is combining together to coming with the available forensic tools, like if someone is missing, or someone is missing on the basis of their photograph, where the photogrammetry is used. Recall the case of Saif Khan.
Yes, sir.
Where the photograph of the CCTV was circulated, they have inputted with a certain landmark. हमारे body जो bases पे landmarks हैं, like Klebla है, Nazion है, Nacrostomata है. So all these landmarks have been calculated, fed into the server of the Mumbai Central CCTV, where they are extracting the positions. So artificial intelligence and machine learning is important when they want to do the investigation. And that's why I always say there are two kinds of things we discuss. One is a simple crime, another is a complex crime. So what is a simple crime and what is a complex crime? Anyone? You? What is a simple crime? What is a complex crime? Ma'am, what is a complex crime? Front row में बैठे को आंसर देना पड़ेगा. और सेकंड सेमेस्टर वाले को कॉम्प्लेक्स टाइम का नहीं पता है, 6 वाले को पता होगा क्योंकि उसने 3 साल बिताए हैं. ऐसा आंसर नहीं देना बेटा. Anyone?
Maybe depend on the gravity of the case.
Maybe depend upon the gravity of the case. Okay. Anyone?
Seriousness.
Seriousness. Anyone?
Availability of the evidences.
Availability of the evidences. Very good.
Damages.
Can you come in?
Damages.
Damages. Okay. Yes, as a part of the public understanding, all your answer is correct. But when we talk about the technological evidence, technological investigation, so simple crime is the crime. Simple crime is the crime where the criminal have not used his full brain. And the complex crime is a crime where the investigator have not used his full brain. That's why in US still we are able to, the screen is actually not visible to all of you, right? So I'll give this presentation to all of you so that whenever in future you require, you can go through all these things. And this is the data which is given by Singh, right? So encryption is the one. The second is amount of the data. You just recall when I started my journey as a digital forensic expert, the data comes into the floppy drive. Data comes into the CD, compact disk. And floppy drive का data size क्या होता है? Anyone? 1.44 MB. 1.44 MB. आपका एक फोन का एक फोटो जब क्लिक करते हो ना वो 5-6 MB का होता है. एक फोटो भी नहीं आता. So the small amount of the data, and that we did the investigation, floppy drive investigation in 2008, where in Dehradun there was some land distribution was going, and in that they have given the Excel file. कुछ KB की Excel file थी. There is editing in that Excel file of it. So now this huge storage. और हम आज भी फोटो खींचते हैं ना, एक थोड़ी खींचते हैं. कैंडी के चक्कर में 10 खींच लेते हैं. आखिरी एक भी कैंडी है, फेक होती है सारी. So that storage amount is a challenge for the investigators. That is a storage amount of the data, and particularly because I'm more concerned about the cases where we are going to do the analysis on the basis of pictures in Narcotics Control Bureau, where they are clicking the photo of the drug, sending that drug photo to the other people, and that people are just saying that yes, this is a good material, or other things. So huge number of photos, and from that photos, like in one phone we got around 70 lakh photos. Storage size is 1 TB. फोन भी तो आजकल नहीं आ रहे ना, किसी के पास भी आजकल लो मेमोरी का फोन नहीं होता है. Even if you buy iPhone 16 यहाँ कितना मेमोरी साइज है? Next question comes. Because more memory size means more storage capacity, and that is the second number of challenge where we have. In that, when we have the huge data, and investigation required a time, either we have to keep him or accused in the custody or not, or we have to send him to the JC. So all these things, for that we are using a many artificial intelligence tools. जैसे आपके phone में भी होता है ना, some separated, this is the places, this is the food, on the basis of some artificial intelligence, on the basis of some machine learning methodology, but उसमें human body को भी वो food दिखाता है, कट गया है. We have some postmortem photographs, उसको भी वो food दिखाता है. So that is the one encryption. The second is the third is the data where we have the broken phone. Usually phone को तोड़ देते हैं, right? phone में से अभी जैसे एक ट्रायल था, अभी एक ट्रायल की मैं उसमें विटनेस, आई वॉज अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर कोर्ट. मैं बैठा था अपने विटनेस के वीक में पटियाला हाउस में. सो 2 एडवोकेट आर फाइटिंग थी. सारा डेटा तोड़ दिया जी, क्योंकि सिम तोड़ के फेंक दिया. सारे फोटोज उसी में थे. बेटा सिम का मेमोरी साइज क्या होता है? 128 KB, एक भी फोटो नहीं आएगा. बट बोथ एडवोकेट्स आर फाइटिंग ऑन दैट. और मुझसे थोड़ी सी स्माइल निकल गई. तो मैडम ने पूछा कि क्या हुआ? जनरली मतलब आप ऐसे कोर्ट में कभी स्माइल करते नहीं हो, क्योंकि मतलब किसी और केस में ना sarcastic स्माइल निकल गई, क्या बात कर रही हो. तो मैंने बोला कि मैम कुछ नहीं. नहीं, you want to give some scientific input, you should give. I said no, कुछ नहीं. No, please give. I said with your permission I can say. So I said that they both are talking non-scientific things. दोनों एडवोकेट ऐसे देखे जैसे मुझे खा जाएंगे. When they are talking that data has been disrupted or deleted or destroyed because they have just destroyed the SIM card. In SIM card the memory size is 128 KB. एक भी फोटोग्राफ नहीं आएगा, 300 फोटो कर रहे हैं. Or they are confused about the memory card and SIM card. If they are confused about the SIM card and memory card, so iPhone में मैम memory card नहीं लगता. So it means the things which they are talking is non-scientific parameter. And court ने बोला कि क्या बातें कर रहे हैं, सही कह रहे हैं ना? So such kind of small thing is very very important, where we have a huge amount of data. For getting a process of the mobile forensic, because it's a body, it's a part of our body. हम लोग सोने से पहले सबसे पहले क्या देखते हैं? फोन उठ के देखते हैं ना. और बहुत सारे लोग अपना फोन हम अपडेट नहीं करते. So one thing you always remember, as much as possible try to update your phones. Secure रहना है. हम क्यों नहीं करते? स्लो हो जाएगा फोन, मेमोरी साइज नहीं है फोन में, राइट? या ग्रीन स्क्रीन आ जाएगी OnePlus वालों की, है ना? So n number of parameters होते हैं, but try to always update so that your phone can be not compromised. I cannot say it cannot be compromised, right? Phone can compromise. I just have to send one SMS to you. You have to read that SMS. I can read all your messages, all your photos, all everything. So it's as simple as you're getting a control of your phone. Until unless your security patches are not up to date, your mobile is not up to date. Even if your security patches are up to date, I'll send any link, it will not work. So updating your phone is very important. That's why when we are doing the encryption and when we are doing the APK, downgrading, एंड्रॉइड पैकेज के डाउनग्रेडिंग. जैसे अगर मान लो कोई अभी एंड्रॉइड है, कोई एप्लीकेशन चल रही है 17.9 पे चल रही है, उसको हमने डाउनग्रेड किया. सो एंड्रॉइड 15.1 पे वो आ रही है या iOS के 18.4 पे अपडेट हो रही है. सो उसको डाउनग्रेड करके हम डेटा को रिकवर करते हैं. So that is the one when you have the security patch, the challenge we are facing, we are not able to get the data. And ultimately at the end we have to produce the report so that court can understand. For reporting of the digital evidences, there are 3 kinds of reporting. One is a logical. Illogical means whatever the things which is visible, we can extract and give to the investigating agency. Right? The second is a file system, where some hidden files are there, which we can find it out and give it. जो hide कर देते हैं ना हम लोग अपने जो सोचते हैं ना इनकॉग्निटो मोड में देखा किसी को पता नहीं लगेगा, तो सब पता लगता है. सब कुछ आपके लैपटॉप में होता है, A to Z सब कुछ होता है, कुछ भी डिलीट नहीं होता है, चाह के आप डिलीट नहीं कर सकते. So that recovery was done through the physical system where the deleted data will recover. And that's an important role when we are talking about the trial cases where the income tax is put in raid. So our laboratory is a part of income tax investigation. So whenever we go for the investigation and raid, we collect the evidences. First we saw the logical, what all things are visible. If we get the potential evidence from the logical extraction, we seal that and request for the file system or the physical extraction. If not, we go for the cloud data extraction. We go for the browser forensics. In the browser forensics, the potential evidence is nowadays available, like Aftab Sharda case is completely solved on the browser forensics, where they have found that he has searched some methodology how to dispose the body. So browser forensics and the terminology which is all of you even not aware about that. आपको इन सारी चीजों के बारे में आई एम श्योर दैट उतना आइडिया नहीं होगा कि टेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू हम इस तरह से केसेस को सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। अब क्या होता है कि क्रिमिनल जो होते हैं वो फोन को फॉर्मेट मार देंगे, पूरे फोन को लॉक कर देंगे, उसमें एंटी थेफ्ट लॉक लगा देंगे। To bypass all these things, we have to go through the deep and deep technology. And if this technology, अब आपका रोल कहाँ शुरू होता है? टेक्नोलॉजी तो मैंने करते ही यूज करके कोड पे लगा दिया, रिपोर्ट मैंने बता दिया कि ये फोटो आ गई। Your will start either I have properly maintained the chain of custody or not. If the methodology which I have opted is approved by ASTM and NIST is not. If the methodology which I have opted, different methodology मैं भी आपको दिखाऊंगा आने वाले स्लाइड्स में, जो कि इंडिया में बहुत कम लेबोरेटरीज में यूज होती हैं, either they have been approved by the court or not. For using such methodology, either I have taken a proper permission from the court or not, because few technology are destructive in nature. Few technology are non-destructive. For non-destructive is fine, but for destructive, because we are destructing the evidence to getting the potential evidence. So for destructing the evidence, we have to take the permission from the honorable court. So that is the one part. Like when we got the phone like this is the case in which you can all read on the Google, in which one sub-inspector was accused of doing a sexual molest with a girl of 17 years old. The case was like girl and his boyfriend was arrested from other district on the complaint that they both have दोनों घर से भाग गए हैं. They taken boy in custody and girl also, and then girl said that they have been she has been molested, and later on FIR filed on the police officers. When FIR was filed on the police officers, they asked that, and also apart from the molestation, they make a video of that also. So that potential evidence was available in this phone, and the police officer ने phone को तोड़ दिया. तो कैसे निकाले? टूटे हुए फोन से. So for that we use the technology like technique say JTAG, joint testing action group technology there, where we put the different socket technology, and from that we can extract data. This is a non-destructive technique. We use the in-system programming ISP, and the last, even if the ISP chip is broken, data is not visible, then we go for the chip off. We remove the chip off. We remove the chip where the photos had been stored, and then in that we find that yes, photos was there. He clicked the photo with a very inappropriate things, and then he got the conviction. So it's not like phone की टूट गया है, कोई evidence नहीं मिल रहा है. It's just about the effort. How much effort is that was a case directly taken care by the chief minister. So from Assam, they have given a judgment. That case is sent to the SIFS because they have the technology instead of the CFSL. CFSL is the CBI Laboratory Center for Forensic Science. They given a judgment through the court that this sent to our laboratory. Then we did the examination. So it's all about the effort. Forensic science played a very important role. That's when I was giving a workshop to the Vikrant Messi. He was learning the techniques. वो बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है. कोई को उसको फिंगरप्रिंट डेवलप करना सीखना है. A to Z he learned everything. When I was doing, he was just learning the things. So forensic expertise is very important to understand what is the role of forensic science, how many different branches we have in forensic science. To understand what is the forensic psychology. हम सब लोग बात करते हैं ना forensic psychology का. How many of you? Any one of you? If not, please go through then at least you will learn from today's session, at least you will learn one technology, that how a narcoanalysis, polygraph, brain mapping is allowed in the court. They have given a complete guidelines. Salary versus state of Karnataka. क्या है judgment? जोर से बोलो. जय माता दी. मुझे पता था तुम यही बोलोगे. मुझे सैलरी वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ कर्नाटका पढ़ने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ. क्या है जजमेंट का नाम? सबने डाउनलोड करके पढ़ा हुआ है? उसमें आपको गाइडलाइंस मिलेगी. हाउ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज गिवन द गाइडलाइंस, how you can conduct the polygraph test, how you can conduct, how you can forensic psychologist, because in many cases nowadays a forensic psychologist has been engaged to find it out either there is truth or not. In Sushant Singh Rajput, there was a forensic psychologist where they did the psychological autopsy. Autopsy समझते क्या होता है? Postmortem. Psychological autopsy क्या होता है? Postmortem of your circles. नहीं बेटा, बॉडी का तो पोस्टमार्टम जब मर जाओगे तब होगा. और मरने के बाद आपने क्या क्या लोगों से किए हैं, आपने क्या क्या, आपके लोग क्या कहते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड द साइकोलॉजिकल ऑटोप्सी. लाइक इफ आई आस्क कि जिस आपसे पूछूं फ्रेंड लोग कैसा लगता था, उसके मन में कोई सुसाइडल थॉट तो नहीं है? अरे सॉरी, इससे पूछना, सॉरी वो ऑफेंड हो गई, मुझसे क्यों पूछा भाई, मेरा था, मेरे से पूछना, मैं कहूँ. सो इन दैट relatives, his close family member like sister was interrogated by the forensic psychologist by set of questions, that what is the nature and what is the things which the accused is doing. Like in the case of Sachi Tharu's wife, in the case of Sachi Tharu's wife, psychological autopsy report was presented. We are from the defense side and we got the honorable acquittal, where the psychological autopsy was not conducted on scientific parameters. They have not gone through the post where the Sunanda Puskar showing that she was very happy. There is no dispute with the Meera, the Pakistani journalist. So all these things require to be correct and understand what is the role of forensic psychology. Until unless you being an advocate, you do not know what is the psychology, you do not know what is the forensic psychology, you do not know what are the technology they are using, how to do the proper cross-examination. So for that, you need to understand what are the technology, what are the tools, what are the methodology available. Similarly, the machine learning engineering is the one parameters where many cases nowadays coming into the different form of data, और भर के डेटा आ जाता है और फिर हम एडवोकेट पढ़ते हैं इस पन्ने को, कहते हैं ठीक है तुम देख लो, दो चार पॉइंट आर्गुमेंट के बता लो, ये तो फॉर्मल विटनेस है. So it's very important to understand this technology, artificial intelligence. The forensic reports, the parameter either is a DNA reports or is a facial identification or bone reports. Many reports are coming on the basis of sets of parameters. So you should understand what is a machine learning, what is the artificial technology, and what are the calculation. Calculation means the formula which they are using for interpretation of that algorithm is very important. Then data. Nowadays, particularly data breach cases, huge data breach is there. You know that you just search on Google, have I been pawned? अपने ईमेल एड्रेस डालो, अपना फोन नंबर डालो, आपको पता लगे कितने वेबसाइटों पर डेटा लीक हुआ है. एंड फ्रॉम देयर यू आर गेटिंग अ कॉल. गुड़गांव में 2 डिवोर्स केस फाइल हो गए. दोनों हस्बैंड ने बोला था मैं बैंगलोर जा रहा हूँ, हैदराबाद जा रहा हूँ ऑफिशियल मीटिंग के लिए, लेकिन उन्होंने पिज्जा अपनी एक्स गर्लफ्रेंड के घर पे बैठ के ऑर्डर किया और डोमिनोज का जो है डेटा बेस लीक हो गया. वाइफ ने नंबर डाला और डिलीवरी तो दूसरे एड्रेस पे हुई जहाँ उसको शक था. वो एविडेंस लगा करके डिवोर्स केस फाइल हो गया. So you can understand the data is very, very important. Never do such kind of crime with your own phone number. Those who will go order करने. So data analysis is one very important parameters, and in that particular case we have to understand from where the data is moving, how this data has been leaked, what are the methods of the server error in that data. Business analytics. Many of you will go into the corporate. So in the corporate there are many IPR issues are going on. Almost all companies are struggling through the IPR issues. They are struggling through the different business algorithms. So business analytics, you need to understand what is the model of the business, what is the accounting, what is the forensic accounting, then you can be a very good cross-examiner. Anyone have any question? Okay. Then blockchain developer. So the things which is developed and controlled by the science called blockchain. So if such kind of cases is coming, like a chain analysis cases, like a cryptocurrency fraud cases, and you want to do the cross-examination of such cases, such experts, such database servers, such nodal officers, so you should understand what is a blockchain technology. So thoda science padhna padega. Then research, development, robotics, research scientist, technical writing. But the legal challenges is there. There is no coordination between the two global entity where the government is trying to make. Now they have established the interstate connections. They have made a central nodal offices where you can get all the data, all the information. Earlier, when you want to get any data from the Haryana, you have to get the permission from the Haryana secretary, then you will get. The interstate collaboration, now they are doing the international model. So that is the one legal challenge. The criteria for admissibility of the novel scientific evidence is that the technology which they are using, you should know that this technology has been accepted, these technology are reliable, this technology is done by the peer review. Peer review means a group of scientists has approved that methodology, right? They have to understand the experts, those who are coming, they are the well qualified. And what the Arab few states are doing nowadays, as the government make mandatory that a forensic expert visit with a police officer is important, so they are asking their constable, go and do the diploma in forensic. You will come as a forensic expert. So that is not going to be a forensic expert because they are the interested party. So ये मेरी बात लिख लो, जब BNS के ट्रायल शुरू होंगे ना, और जब जजमेंट आएगी, इक्वेटल रेट जो अभी जो कन्विक्शन रेट आपका 30-35% है ना, ये और कम होगा अगर एडवोकेट ने अच्छे तरह से साइंटिफिक एविडेंस को क्रॉस एग्जामिन किया तो that fall down to 20% because the experts are not there. In India, almost 18 states have been filed by the Supreme Court to fulfill their forensic vacancies. Forensic experts are very less in number. This I was discussing about the degree of opinion, right? So few case studies. This is the case. You know, things are not visible, so it will not take much time, right? This is the case where the person has written Ansu Jha, and from there they have converted into the Sandeep Sharma. They have withdrawn the money. This is the case from the HP laptop company, and in that. If a Sharma is writing, is matching, ink is matching with the below persons, then we given the report to the SP that we cannot say who has done the editing, but we can say that who has written the Sandeep Sharma with the same ink and other things, and then the accountant has admitted, and then he refunded around 3 lakh rupees. This is a fatal mistake case. In this, we found that there are someone who is involved influential. The photocopy document provided to us to do the examination, we said that on the photocopy, signature examination is not possible because signature can be transplanted by scanning or any scientific technology or any Photoshop technique. So the court said, no, you have to give the opinion in the second. So we said that signature can be transplanted, but they are similar. Obviously, signature transplanted होगा तो same का ही matching report आएगी. So no, you have to remove this part. So then we thought that why the court is so insisting to getting that signature is genuine in the report. Why the opposite party is forcing on this? Then we started doing the deep analysis, and then we given the final report that signature is genuine, not on the original document, but document is fake. But document is fake, and on that we have given this because the treasury stamp is 9 June 1974 and 9 June 1974 को Sunday था. Sunday को treasury office बंद नहीं था. That information we got from the RTI. कोई registry उस दिन हुई नहीं, कोई document register नहीं था. So just using a common sense, इसमें कोई science थोड़ी है. Just using a common sense, 6 साल के ट्रायल में किसी भी पर्सन को नहीं दिखा कि 9 जून 1974 की इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है. So it's a fatal mistake where the document proof a fake document, created document. Okay? Examination has many other things. As things are not visible, so alteration is there. In many cases, we have a lot of alterations, right? So this addition and deletion cases. Recently, we did the case of National Highway from the Ministry of Nitin Gadkari, where the 17 crore rupees has been withdrawn on the basis of fake check. Check ही fake था पूरा. So उसपे वो withdraw कर लिया पैसा. So this is a case where, yes, this is an important case for all of you because you are going to practice, and when you get the cases of NI Act, Negotiable Instrument Act, where they say that age of the writing. Usually what they happen, they take a loan, they give the check, and they after 5 years, person put the case when they are not able to return the money. So they said that no, I have not given this check, I have given the check but content is not written. The question always comes that, can you analyze the age of the ink? So answer is no. There is no scientific methodology available where we can analyze the age of the ink until unless that is not a 50-year, 100-year-old. Carbon dating के पैरामीटर में नहीं आ रहा है, so we cannot analyze. But this case, court said that what you can give more on this. So we find that there is a document which says that it is created in 1988, submitted in court in 2009. Right? In 1988, the trial started in 2009. They submitted this into the 2009. When any document submitted into court, the content which is available, blue, black ink, is there. Court give a marking, exhibit with the red pen. Hope you all, those who have visited the court, you have seen that. कि advocate mark करते. Yes or no? उसमें लिखते हैं ना exhibit, ये signature point A से A तक मेरा signature है. So that was with the red line cases where we are receiving the claim after the few days, and being an advocate, we are not able to find corrosion. Age of the corrosion is not able to establish. So this is just. They claim that this is the 1 year old. 1 day old. So in 1 day, this kind of disruption is possible. So that is a big challenge. We are getting a face in death claim investigations. Faces are similar with the twins and other. They are not coming with a good quality just because the server is compressing. They have the huge number of database. So for compression, they have. Some people do the editing also, like the 4 photographs. They put the tilak on the things. So challenges are here. Many challenges. We being a forensic expert, we are facing. Type of cases where we have the age progression. Like you have purchased a policy, today you are getting a claim after 10 years. So change of your face in the 10 years is going to be huge. So that is the one challenge which we are facing. Apart from the human, we are facing the cases in non-human cattle claim investigation. That is a market of 35,000 crore, छोटा सा अमाउंट है. So 35,000 crore की market है जहाँ पे claim disrupt हो रहे हैं. Challenges we have: capturing device, age progression, time gap, and n number of challenges we have. Once we go about the asking a technology, makeup, surgery, right? And like they both are same or not? What is your opinion? No? Same? Look same, right? But they are not actually same. One is from my office, another we saw one girl in the metro and we requested her, can we click your photo? Because you looks very similar to my one of the staff. And she permitted us. And I also told that I will use this into the several presentations whenever I go. And they look very similar. Right? But they are not the same one. So such kind of things, when we do the cross-examination on such report, we have to go through the scientific that in this, there are signs for 2. One is somatoscopy, means you are seeing the feature, right? Another is somatometry. So if you apply the somatometry by measuring the point and other things, it will look different, right? Otherwise, नहीं तो brain के faces हैं,
हाँ सही.
right? इसको तो जानते हैं, दूसरे का पता नहीं, है ना? मतलब फर्स्ट वाले को जानते हो, दूसरे का पता नहीं, ये बात है ना? So when we invert the photos, जब invert कर देते हैं photo, so it's tough. And that happened by mistakes. When the investigator is clicking the photo, they by mistake they invert the photo. Not intentionally, by mistake they invert the photo, where they are comparing, will get the two different asymmetry results. What is the asymmetry signs? When you divide the face into two different points, put on the symmetrometric measurement, they will give the different calculation. And software will not match. So it means the same person, but it's just an inverted image. That's why the result is coming. So we have to see by inverting also if we are getting some doublet. See, in the visual they are looking similar, but in the calculation they are coming different. To prove that, so just invert it, right? Like this, face application, something use kiya hoga, face swapping. Face swapping, nowadays in insurance claims, lots of face swapping is there. We have an n number of cases where they are swapping the faces. We are matching like this, LHS is equal to RHS, right? And last, कौन है ये? कौन है? कौन है? कौन है? कौन है? अरे अभी तो विंड डीजल बोल रहे थे। कौन है? Right? So, and even in this photograph, class, even in this photograph, when we put this to the software, it gives us 67% similarity. So we have to see that the tools which is approved by the NIST is more than 95% accuracy, then only the report is going to be accessible. For that, you need to read what is the NIST, you need to read what is the standard set by the STM, being a good advocate. Right? So with this, people do not know about the forensic, that's why the bank officers, those who pass out crores of rupees on our signatures, they are given the spelling of forensic like this. So that is, forensic is so ignored. Even that incident happened with me also. When I started studying, my whole family, everyone is officers and maximum of police officers. They all are in government job. I am the one who still look at them कि इसकी नौकरी नहीं लगी. So they said that because तनख्वाह देने के लिए तो कोई चाहिए टैक्स पे करेगा, फिर तनख्वाह कैसे मिलेगी गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर? So I reward them like that. So in that condition, my uncle asked. It was a long back in 2005. What we are studying? So I said forensic science. So उनको पता नहीं था क्या forensic science होता है. Then another asked. So उनको translate करके बताया क्योंकि दूसरे अंकल को इंग्लिश नहीं आती तो मेरे को विदेश का विज्ञान पढ़ता है. तो मुझे पता लगा वो मेरे अंकल की फ्रेंड होगी 2022 में जो बैंक ऑफिसर जिसने forensic केस में हुई. So it's not a विदेश विज्ञान, it's a विधि विज्ञान, right? The science which is used before the forum, before the law, the science is same. We are doing the blood test, it goes into the pathology. When you collect the blood from the crime scene, doing is go to the forensic pathology, forensic biology. When extracting the DNA for the paternity of the disease, is going to the diagnosis. When we are using the same DNA in paternity for immigration or any investigation of the crime, heinous crime, then it's become a forensic DNA. So science is same, methods are same. We have to implement, we have to use that before the court of law. So you all can connect. Whenever you require any kind of assistance, when you become the good advocate, you all are my potential clients. So thank you so much. If you do not have any question, there could be a two scenario. Is all clear or all clear? All clear. All clear. Any question? Yes. Yes. So that is an investigating tools. So K9 is used for investigation where we have the cases like drug, where we have the cases like bomb blast cases. But that is a investigation tool. That is not a forensic opinion. So in forensic we have two things, right? Actually they are not the forensics. They are just the investigation tool on which police is trying to reach to the place where from that they can get the potential evidence. They can get the drug, they can get the, any explosive materials. So that is a use where they have been trained with a specific parameter. I have seen this training into the Nayara Energy in Jamnagar, where they are training their dogs by getting authentic explosive materials with the government and drugs by which they are finding into the different campuses either someone consuming drug or not. Hope I have answered your query. Thank you so much. Anyone else? No question? क्वेश्चन का बड़ा अच्छा है। ये कह रहे हैं कि लाइट डिटेक्शन पॉलीग्राफ एक टेक्निक इस्टेब्लिश है, ठीक है, एक टेक्निक इस्टेब्लिश है जिसके थ्रू हम सच का पता लगाते हैं, राइट? हम सच का पता नहीं लगता है। एक तो मैं ये क्लियर करूं, द टेस्ट इज कॉल्ड लाइट डिटेक्शन। हम ये पता लगाते हैं कि झूठ बोल रहा है, सच क्या है हम कभी पता नहीं लगा पाते, राइट? That's why it's called the lie detection. It doesn't call the truth finding. So, very just a clear logic. Forensic psychologist help in finding the person is telling a lie. What is the truth? It's the job of investigating officer. Second in the question था कि अगर हम सच को पता लगा लेते हैं, मतलब झूठ का पता लगाते हैं कि ये झूठ बोल रहा है, तो क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन करते समय लाई डिटेक्शन क्यों नहीं करते? तो क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन करने के लिए एक अलग पैरामीटर है, अलग लॉ है। देन आर्गुमेंट के बेसिस पे देखा जाएगा कि वो इवैल्यूएटिव है या नहीं। लाई डिटेक्शन हम पर नहीं कर सकते। लाई डिटेक्शन करने से हम सच को पता नहीं लगा पाए ना, पर्सन झूठ बोल रहा है तो उससे सजेशंस आ जाते हैं ना बहुत सारी, दिस इज रॉन्ग टू सजेस्ट दैट, दिस इज इनकरेक्ट टू से दैट, सो वो सजेशन में आता है। तो इसलिए हम सब्जेक्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन पे नहीं डाल सकते, इसलिए उसको कभी भी कोर्ट परमिट नहीं करता। वो पाएगा। थैंक यू। एनीवन एल्स? नहीं? कुछ समझ में आया? थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू एवरीवन।
What an enlightening session, sir. Your knowledge and experiences have truly broadened our perspective on forensic science and its vital role in our legal system. As we conclude this remarkable event, I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Ranjeet Singh for his time, wisdom, and inspiring contribution. I now invite our respected faculty, Ms. Nishta ma'am, to deliver the vote of thanks and present memento and thanks letter as a token of gratitude.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank all of you for being a part of this wonderful session. Thank you, Ranjeet sir, for sparing out your time and enlightening the students with this insightful topic and sharing hands-on knowledge which we, even as faculty members, could not give them. The session was very interactive and I hope the students learned a lot from it. Thank you to the management of the institution for giving us this opportunity. Sir, we would love to collaborate with you in future for more such opportunities. Thank you.